All right, you asked about the St. Croix population database that we have just put online and unveiled today. And it is a collection of biographical records that have been taken from a number of documents that are found in the U.S. National Archives, the Danish National Archives, and here on St. Croix. And these records make it possible to reconstruct the lives of individuals here on St. Croix from the days of slavery all the way up to the time that the islands were sold from Denmark to the United States. What's special about these records is that not only do they allow for following individuals, but also families, and in some cases allow families to trace their ancestors back to individual Africans who came off the slave ships, and from them back to specific places in Africa itself. This is a unique set of records because of their depth and their richness, but because they are continuous. They go from the middle part of the 18th century, the 1750s basically, they become very dense, and they continue all the way up to 1917. So it allows for a considerable amount of information about any individual. Now, many people die very young, and so of course there's only one or two records. They were born and they die. Other people, their lives don't last very long, and we have the same sort of situation. But on average, there's about 18 records for everybody in the database right now. And in some cases, we've got 30 or 40, even 50 individual records for people. And that's one person in a family. And then beside those people, there are other family members, and you can just keep multiplying and multiplying. And
my name is Mary Roebuck, and I'm a data processor with Fisher, or the St. Croix Roots Project. I was a member of the group from the very beginning. For the past 7 years, we've been documenting the stories of our ancestors. This project has been very important to all of us because it tells our story, and we have that opportunity to tell that story, to put it out there so that everyone can have access to it. The project has brought on a lot of emotions, a lot of questions, and we have moved on to accept what it was and move on from there. What's so important about it is that it can give everyone a sense of who they are. The struggles that our ancestors went through can't compare to anything that's taking place now. Their struggle was of hardship. It was something that we can learn from, and we give thanks and we honor them, and we are very grateful for the opportunity. And within all those pages of events and names of people, they were more than just names. Those were actual people, and they had an impact on us. It was so important to capture exactly what was taking place and what was recorded in each of those documents, be it the slave list, the tax list, the census records, birth records, death records, medical records. They were all important to us. It gives us a sense of who they were and why we are the way we are today. We came across names that maybe didn't have any bearing on us directly as a direct ancestor, such as Nanny. And I always like to bring Nanny into the mix. I don't know why she had such an impact on me. She was enslaved in solitude, and she was a child when I first came across her. And I followed her in the census records where she was a little girl. She worked in the fields, and then she was listed as in the teenage years, still working in the fields. Then I saw where she had a baby, and in the one particular document, a census record, it lists the baby and others that died that year, and the baby didn't have a name, but it said Nanny's baby, and it gave the date of death. And I was impacted by it, and I found myself really crying for this baby. The following document for the next years, it lists, I didn't see Nanny, but when I went to the section where it listed the persons who had died in between those two records, it listed Nanny. And when it gave her date of death, and I compared it to the date of death of the baby, it showed me that Nanny died shortly after the baby was born. And I found myself I just lost it. I cried for Nanny, and I even told George Tyson, the president for this great venture, I don't know if I can go through all of this, and am I going to be crying for everybody that I'm attracted to? And he found another data entry person in the same situation, crying over someone that for some reason they were drawn to.
It's done. I think that if we can understand that we are linked, that issues such as the Constitution, issues such as status, issues that separate our islands will be things of the past, and that we will begin to understand the richness of St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, and Water Island, and understand that within the context of our region, but more importantly, understand that in the context of our future. The fact that now we're going to take something and begin to pierce and penetrate and begin to intrude on our ancestors should not be something that makes us angry. It should not be something of a roller coaster, because no matter what we feel, it pales by comparison to what they felt at the time.